guys, welcome back to Vera's View. I'm here to once again run down this week in WWE, my wins and fails for Raw and SmackDown. We're going to start off with SmackDown this week just because I don't have much to say about it. Not that much jumped out at me. I only have two fails. The first one being the fact that John Cena versus Baron Corbin is announced for SummerSlam. Now, I did enjoy the little dumpster fire chant that was directed at Baron Corbin this week, but I have absolutely no interest in watching this match. And my last fail was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in the main event, because why did this matter? Randy Orton got the victory, but they said it was a matter of revenge. But the whole match didn't seem very vengeful. He's not number one contender. He's not the champion. So why did I have to watch this again? My wins, though, started off with Fashion Peaks, of course. Fandango says that he was abducted by aliens, but he could have been free to go whenever he wanted. Tyler Breeze asks why he didn't leave, and Fandango says anal probes. I mean wardrobes. I got such a chuckle there. I don't know what Fandango is into, but apparently he was also given the gift of clairvoyancy, even if he can't pronounce that word. He says the next person who walks to the door is who killed Tully the horse. And in walks Arn Anderson. And Arn is not shy to admit that he was, in fact, the man who did away with the hobby horse, because they never should have named it Tully to begin with. They should have named it Arn, because everyone knows that he was the hoss of that group. Love it. What do I want to call it? Fashion Peaks, Fashion Files, X-Files, whatever. I am down with this. Every week I get a little chuckle. My next win is Charlotte. She was scoffing and laughing at the fact that she had to face Lana before their match. Just tickled me the right way to see her standing there like, Lana. And then, of course, she did make the Ravishing Russian tap out with a beautiful figure eight. Kevin Owens was a big win for me this week. There's a segment where they're talking about the fact that Shane McMahon is going to be the special guest referee for his match with AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens says, you know what, I'm not worried about Shane McMahon at SummerSlam, because it wouldn't be the first time that a McMahon screwed over a legendary Canadian for a title. The crowd erupts with a "You screw Brett, you screw Brett" chant, and Kevin Owens shuts that shit down when he says, yeah, but he deserved it. But I don't deserve it, and frankly, it would be an injustice. It would be a PR nightmare if it were to happen again. I just love that spot. I love Kevin Owens. Everything he does is just phenomenal. My last win for SmackDown Live is Carmella. She gets a pinfall victory over the champion Naomi before SummerSlam. What I don't understand about this, though, is why it had to be at the hand of James Ellsworth. I mean, it's a fun little thing they're doing with Carmella and James Ellsworth, but she doesn't need him. She can do the bad girl thing all on her own. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see how much longer they drag this partnership out. I can't believe it's lasted this long. Moving over to Raw, however, my first fail is Jason Jordan versus some guy. Because who cares, frankly. Emma tapping out was a big fail for me this week. I firmly agree with her. Hashtag give Emma a chance. I miss seeing Emma get to shine the way that she did down on NXT. They were a big part of the Divas Revolution. They put in a lot of hard work to get things changed. I mean, they were just a staple of NXT. They were in the main event. And now it seems that she's not getting to get that same level of, you know, work and aspiration on the main roster. I think they should let her go, give her a title push. I just love Emma, but whatever. Guess we'll wait and see what they do with her. Enzo and Show versus Gallows and Anderson was a fail for me this week. I mean, why do they keep putting this on my television set over and over again? I'm over it. I love Enzo Amore, and I really want to see him do well on his own, but it seems they keep burying him, and he apparently has this nuclear heat in the locker room. If a guy has that much heat, why are you giving him so much TV time? I'm sure he's selling a crazy amount of merchandise, but it just makes no sense to me why you want to bury him like that. And we all know that I fast-forwarded the 205 Live match, so enough said about that fail. My wins, though, started off with Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman is apparently all about the role-playing. I got quite the chuckle out of that, because it was very early on in the show, and Paul Heyman is making sex jokes. There are children who are definitely awake. He says that Miz can be Roman Reigns, and Bo Dallas, he can be Samoa Joe, and Curtis Axel with his beard, he can be Braun Strowman. And they're going to get a little preview of SummerSlam. And Brock Lesnar destroys the entire Miztourage, except Maurice, of course. I just loved it. That was great. Dean doesn't come to the rescue of Seth Rollins was a big win for me this week. We are one step closer to Dean Ambrose doing the whole full heel turn thing, even if it was Seth who turned down the Shield fist bump when he came to rescue Ambrose later on. I just cannot wait for this to happen. I feel like it's going to be really entertaining to see these two go at it again, and Dean Ambrose has been, like I said last week, pretty stale lately, so it's just the fresh start that he needs. Sasha Banks advancing in the #1 contendership for SummerSlam. I know I said that Emma tapping out was a fail, but I'm also a big fan of Sasha. I'm just glad that Alicia Fox didn't win this match, and next week we're going to get to see Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax, to see who will take Bayley's place at SummerSlam against Alexa Bliss. I really didn't think that Bayley's injury was legit, but I'm starting to lean towards the fact that it is, and I'm excited to see that they didn't just hand this over to Sasha like I thought they would. They're doing this whole little tournament thing. Too Sweet chant was a big win for me this week. The Toronto crowd breaks out in the Too Sweet chant at Finn Balor, and he acknowledges it. It was fantastic. I also saw a really cool photo floating around this week of Finn Balor and, Luke Gallows, Con Anderson, the club, hanging out with a few cast members of the Canadian television show Trailer Park Boys, so I got a little chuckle out of that. And the mind games continue between the Demon King and the Eater of Worlds when Bray Wyatt just disappears mid-match. Suddenly he's on the Titantron. It's kind of weird. Whatever. We'll see what happens at SummerSlam. Dana Brooke is looking jacked. I had to acknowledge this. It's been too much. Has anyone else noticed the amount of times that Booker T says the phrase jacked or the word jacked, like you're looking jacked, so jacked? It's starting to creep me out. Like, Booker T, in a pre-show for one of the pay-per-views, told Eric Rowan he was jacked like 12 times in like a 3-minute segment, and Eric Rowan didn't say a single word. He was completely in character. It was super weird, and the fact that he's bringing it back for Dana Brooke is my shucky-ducky quack-quack moment of the week. And my last but not least win for Raw is the fact that Roman Reigns fought Braun Strowman in a last man standing match, and Braun Strowman bounced a chair off of Roman Reigns. It was insane. I kept watching it over and over and over again. I'm rewinding it. It was just crazy the way that the chair just went flying when it struck him. And you know what? Samoa Joe got involved. There was a little win for me as well. The fact that he choked out Roman Reigns made Roman Reigns look less weak because it wasn't just Braun who defeated him, and it made Braun look strong because he got the win. They are really building up him as this monster that they want him to be. It's a great, great thing that WWE is doing with him. The way that they've made him look, he is unbeatable. So I guess we'll find out at SummerSlam if that is in fact true when he takes his fight with these three men into the ring along with Brock Lesnar. It's going to be a sight to see. Please check back soon for more Vera's View. I'm Vera for the WWFu InterNetwork.